like for every few hits, right? Is
It
it?
depends
Or is it
on
If you
the
have
perk.
if you
relentless
have, yeah,
or
you couldn't get.
tireless.
There was no such thing as relentless strikes back in Destiny 1. So you would, if you swung your sword, that ammo was gone. You're not getting it
Yeah.
back. So there's a benefit that you can pretty much get the same amount of ammo.
If you're
in
getting
Destiny.
kills consistently, yeah.
Yeah,
If you're getting kills
yeah, not
consistently,
yeah,
but if
not,
you're
definitely.
not,
If you're not using it for damage, then yeah, if you're using it for damage, then yeah, you're not gonna be able to do as
wait, let me
much.
see. I think relentless might actually be hits. Let me look.
I think there is one for hits. There was a fun bug a while back that me and Leaf discovered, where if you changed load zones with zero sword ammo, you got full sword ammo, but it was invisible to you. But your
Oh,
sword did full sword
what
damage on light and heavy attacks.
Even if it was, did it
what
show as empty to you?
It showed on empty client side, but
Oh,
other players would see you doing charged like with sword ammo attacks. But for you, you'd just be doing the hilt animation.
oh, that's funny.
So you could
what?
spam right click and do old dark drinker spinning, but people wouldn't. But you wouldn't be able to see it, and other people would. We tested. We figured this out, and then we ended up doing it in strikes. So like, there's a clip somewhere of Leaf doing Nocris. On his side, he's just hitting Nocris with a sword hilt, and then my end, he's spinning like a ballerina, and Nocris just falls over.
Yeah,
I
That
would
was a
love to see Leaf's point of view of that.
that would be
yeah,
That'd be
hilarious.
so funny.
I can't believe
yeah.
I'm gonna be really pissed if he doesn't have that shadow play saved.
I think he probably does. Error ended up contacting us, and he did a video on it. But it was more funny the fact that we were just messing around. One of his friends mentioned it, and then we figured out how it worked properly and tested it and stuff like that. And we were like, "Huh, this is really weird." And it stayed around for quite a while. It was like I think it stayed around until the end of like maybe 2 or 3 seasons at that point. It was such a weird bug to discover, and it had no practical applications because you had to change load zones with no sword ammo for it to work. But it was just very funny.
Yeah, it would be. I'd be really curious to see that because I've never even heard of that before. So
Yeah, it was funny.
there's a lot of things in D1 as well that like I just like a lot more than D2. I don't know. Like I feel like swords are just more fun in D1. Um,
Yeah,
there is a Twitter post. You probably saw it where the guy was comparing like all the Taken King stuff to the Witch Queen stuff. Did you see that?
I don't think so.
No. Well, basically he was talking about like how all the Taken King exotics are like just much better and like a lot more unique, which I kind of agree with, and some I
Touch of
don't.
Malice.
Yeah, like Touch of Malice is so good, and then I don't have the Raid Pulse yet, but it's from what I've heard, it's just not good. I don't know.
It's not. I got it like second clear, and it's just very underwhelming. But it's an interesting gun, and the lore tab on it's pretty cool. But the usefulness in regular end game PVE, or even just in general, is not there until someone finds some broken glitch or maybe a crazy build. But the setup and effort for that is just too much.
I don't even know what it does. Like
It
that.
steals and stores debuffs. So suppression, volatile, and devour. And it can apply it like you have a 15-second window to apply any one of those buffs onto as many enemies as possible.
Oh,
So in a team environment, so like a raid, I could see that maybe it would be good, but everything falls over already. I don't think
and
it really
someone else could
matters.
just apply the debuff anyway with something
Yeah.
else, like without using an exotic.
Yep, exactly.
Especially when the artifact is like so focused on like volatile and suppression already.
Yeah, I still have to mess around with a bunch of mods. I've just been focusing on leveling and doing a bunch of triumphs and content. I haven't been build crafting as much as I usually would.
Yeah, I'm pretty similar.
Yeah, for me, I've kind of taken a somewhat backseat with just everything at the moment because I've had a lot of schoolwork. But for builds generally, I've been on my Titan. I've been just using non-bubble Sentinel and running around with that, and now Devour's there. I've put that in the build, and with Volatile and using Deafening Whisper, you're essentially immune in most content because you've just got so much health regen.
Dude, I honestly wish that they would just like take all of the protective light stuff out of the game.
Yeah, like I think they made it worse with having Well of Tenacity as a 3x because you can proc that shit so frequently. Like and you don't have to be red bar either. Like it's better than Protective Light was because Protective Light was only whilst you were red bar, so that was like you're already low health. But Tenacity is I'm full health and now I have 3 times resist.
I get the reasoning though, because tenacity is lower time.
Yeah.
But when you pick it up, you have to use it there. Whereas like protective light, you can store it.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah,
Yeah.
10% is nothing.
Yeah.
They also just killed off most orb builds with the change of Masterworks and requiring the helmet to have the orb generation mod on it.
Yeah.
Which is really frustrating because I was a very big Charge with Light fan and it was just super
Yeah.
simple. And then now I'm like, okay, I got to learn these stupid wells finally. And I
Well,
just
I
haven't
ac-
bothered with them until now.
I started using the Reaping Well Maker last
Yeah.
season with Elemental Charge to get charged with light rather than orbs because I figured sooner or later they're going to be doing something to. I figured it was mainly just protective light, not taking charge. But I've found Elemental Charge is like really good too. And if you're using a Void subclass because you get 2x charged with light, it's actually really good.
Yeah.
But
I'm
it
just excited to
requires
reach
2
max
mods
level.
rather than 1, which I think is its downside.
Right.
It's really nice though.
Can't
Now,
put pizza rolls in the oven. So that's
Nice.
what Don doing.
It for now it's really nice to have the ability to have like wells have more of a spotlight is nice because they've kind of been in the game for a little while now, but now they've put like full potentials kind of come to fruition a bit more because of how dominant charge with light had been.
I say this to a few people, like Bungie is really good at making other stuff meta without like really changing what becomes meta, but just by changing all the other stuff.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Like never like they didn't buff elemental wells at all.
Nope.
They were horrible 2 seasons ago when Warmind cells dominated. They were pretty bad last season, but now this season they're the meta, all by adding a few artifact mods about them and just nerfing the other stuff.
Like taking away the having orbs now as a mod it's a nice intentional thing, but is annoying. So like I can see why they did it, not just from an elemental well standpoint, but like from Devour proccing for non-warlocks on orb pickup.
Yeah.
It's kind of you understand why it's now on a mod, because if you just could do that with anything, it would kind of be
With
a bit,
anything, yeah,
a
that
bit
would be so
stupid.
busted.
Yeah.
I think what they should do is because before everyone would run like 2 rocket finders.
Yeah.
I think they should do the same thing they did with scavengers, and that's make 1 rocket finder have the effect of 2,
Yes, please.
and that way it doesn't
Yes.
stack.
Yeah.
And then that way you can run like your rocket finder and then harmonic siphon or whatever.
I feel like that's a better quality of life thing anyway, to just having to not have to use 2 mod slots.
I feel like it should be the same with reserves as well. Like,
Yeah.
Do it
don't.
with targeting and all those other mods too. Like make it so we don't have to double stack them.
Yeah.
If you put on the mod, it does what it needs to do, and it's basically the enhanced version, which is where they
Mhm.
put the loaders. And it's just there's a lot of overhauling they got to do with the game's UI, anyways.
Yeah, because like
Mods
for day
and all
one,
that.
for example, I don't think this will change, but for day one, I always have a reserve chest plate that is, I start the encounter, I put the
Yes.
chest plate on, rally, and
No.
change back to my modded one.
I was actually asking someone in my clan this yesterday. It was, do you ever like use a reserve chest piece other than when you start a raid encounter? And the answer is always no. Like there's no
Yeah.
point to ever run one unless you're starting a raid encounter.
Yeah.
Or I would swap to reserves before a Rulk damage phase just to get 2 extra rockets, and then I
Yeah,
would
no,
swap back. But
yeah,
you
that
never
is
play
huge.
with that mod on just generally.
Yeah, because you've got thermoclastic plating this season, which is such a strong mod. Having void and arc resist combined is
Yeah, there's no reason
crazy.
there's no reason not to run the resist mods because
Yeah.
one resist it's 25%.
It's just free health.
Yeah. And I mean, to be fair, very few enemies are like threatening in non-day one raid or like nightfall encounters, but like
Yeah,
there's no point not running it anyway though, you know?
exactly.
Like how quiet I've been because you guys are talking about stuff I have no idea what the fuck it is. It's like, I'm so out
I mean-
of the loop.
That works for like GMs as well. It's why would you not run resist mods?
Yeah. Well, like one resist mod, one arc resist mod will prevent a vandal sniper from one-shotting you. Like,
Yep.
why would you not use it?
It's stronger than like as much as sniper resist and concussive dampener are nice. They aren't as strong as the elemental mods because the elemental mods cover everything, and if you're doing a specific strike for like a GM or whatever, you know what elements the enemies are, so you can focus your mods for that. So you know you've got the specific resists for that activity.
Well, sniper resist also has the issue of it. You need to be, I think it's like 29 meters away for it to
Yeah.
even work.
It's not even a class of weapon; it's a distance thing.
Oh yeah, which I think they should get rid of sniper and melee resist.
Yep.
There's no point having them there. Or
Agreed.
make it like a 50% resist.
Yeah.
I could yeah.
Yeah, Colt.
Dude, I'm so fucking lost right now, dude. I'm not gonna
How's your day been, Colt?
Yeah, Cole, what have you been doing?
I woke up. I went on Pornhub.
Yeah.
I had to go into the ship for an hour today to do something work related, and then I'm here now.
Nice.
Nice, very productive.
Sounds like
Oh,
a
guys,
productive
do you wanna hear
day.
my you guys know how Hinge has that sound voice audio thing?
What?
Yes, voice notes.
Want to
Yes.
hear mine?
No.
It's so
Go on.
fucking good. All right, ready? Let me
Yeah.
get-
What's your prompt?
Shit. Physical touch? Yeah.
My love language is.
And what does it say? We didn't hear it.
Oh fuck! You didn't hear it?
No. It cuts out.
It
Fuck.
makes like a little noise or something. I don't know what the fuck you're what you're talking about or what you're doing.
Tell us what it says, and I'll explain it for everyone else.
Wait, how can you not hear that? What the fuck? Let me
I
plug in my
died.
mic. Wait, let me. How do I turn down the thing so like you can hear background audio?
Settings button on user settings on Discord. Voice and video. Input sensitivity. Yeah.
Do I turn it left or right?
You want to turn it to the left and make it more sensitive. Basically, Hinge dating app. You can there are prompts on there, and one of the things you can do is like have a voice prompt, so you can
Did you
like
hear that?
speak.
Fuck.
No.
I think my mic just it's basically that thing saying ya guy dibbity boo boo dibbity boo boo boo, and I say physical touch.
Fair play.
Can you repeat that in English, please?
No, that's what it is. Ya got gibbity bitty boo, gibbity bitty boo, some shit like that.
Funny.
That is
That's
the peak of comedy.
Yeah.
so. This is where we talk about alpha males now, right?
Yeah. Go on.
How much we love women here on this podcast.
Dude, I
Oh, yeah.
love women. All right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Who's your favorite woman, Colt?
Honestly, Pokemon.
Standard Colt response.
Nice.
Well, you know, she's got long hair, she's beautiful, and every time I sub to her, she says my name.
Are you still at tier 3 sub?
Tier 3, 7 years, baby.
Nice.
Has not been 7 years.
She's older than I am, dude. She's like my mom's age or some shit. I don't know.
Thought she was like 25.
Yeah, what?
I mean, I'm married to my sister at this point, so I don't think it.
Is your mom 25? Wait, if your mom's 25,
Hold up.
she
Wait a
have you
minute.
when she was like 7?
5.
Hold up. Wait a minute.
20, so that means she have you now.
right.
Oh, let me
But-
Google this for you, Colt. How old is
She looks like
Pokemon?
31 or something.
She's 25, dude. I fucking
Yeah, I
nailed
was like,
it.
she does not look like she's fucking 31, bro.
Oh, okay. I'm not trying to shit on Pokey. I swear to God, I'm just a dumbass.
Like,
She-
she looks
No,
super young.
Cole just wants her to be older.
Colt, when is her birthday?
April
Oh,
13th.
It's May
Fact check
14th.
Oh, dude.
He was
A month
confident.
in
It would have been
day.
so cool if you got that right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Dude, I
You
had
were
the
close.
14th, right?
I mean, I know Taylor Swift's is December 13th, 1989.
What's your
But-
favorite Taylor Swift song?
Enchanted.
Why?
Because it's good.
No, but like, why that song of all the other songs from Tay Tay?
Because it's, I don't know, it's just good. What's your favorite Pokemon song?
That one when she's on League of Legends for like 12 years.
Oh, that's a classic clip, man.
Yep.
Wish we could play it here.
I don't think that one. I don't think people would approve of it.
No.
Probably get copy strike or something. Yeah.
Nah, she's not Alinity.
Can we copy
Sure.
strike PewDiePie?
Classic.
Internet culture.
Yeah.
I still
Gotta
find
go.
that funny because anytime I go into Alinity's chat now, I still see "Can we copy strike PewDiePie?"
Oh my.
It's still you see it every once in a while. Don't ask why I'm there though.
Thinking about the general internet culture thing, it's crazy how long a lot of us have been like on like watching YouTube for now, in terms of not just years and like, but general hours. How much YouTube content people must have consumed
Remember
at this point.
Back in day on mobile, when the YouTube thing had a different what's it called?
On
It had
iOS, and it was
TV
like,
on it.
box.
yeah.
Dude, that
Dude, I
So
still
strange.
have like an iPod 4, and I'm pretty
Oh,
sure
yeah.
it still has that old icon.
You
Nice.
still got Flappy Bird?
I do. I mean, it
Bro,
has
you should-
no
you
battery.
should sell your.
You can sell that for a lot.
Can I?
Sure, yeah.
Yeah, no.
Dude, remember how
Back when Flappy Bird first got removed from phones, people were selling them on eBay for like hundreds or thousands of dollars because they still had Flappy Bird on them.
I was in grade 8
Good for them.
when, or grade 9, I think, when Flappy Bird was like popular.
my wife took the
Yeah.
kids because I spent our entire life savings on
I,
Flappy Bird.
I'm holding the iPod right now. It is covered in dust.
Oh,
Oh,
what else
no.
is it covered in?
Put it in a safe, dude.
Just dust.
Oh, I was expecting something else.
It's a 32 gigabyte iPod Touch.
Nice.
Dude, that 32
Now
gigabytes,
iPhones-
that's a lot. Because inflation.
Yeah.
But now iPhone's got like fucking
Why?
2
Because
terabytes.
it's-
Yeah,
'cause of
inflation or
inflation.
something, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
does 32 gigabytes, does it go up? Is it now like a terabyte?
Yeah, that's how that works.
Dude,
You
I
know,
might
that-
plug this in later, and I don't even know if I have a charger for it.
Oh,
Alright.
oh yeah, because it's the weird Apple.
It's one of the really
weird-
like wide ones.
Yeah, I remember those.
You gotta
I
go on
remember
eBay
like
or
the
Amazon or some shit.
old like speaker docks for them when you used to just plunk your iPhone down, like the iPhone
I
exclusive
remember
docks.
those, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
Damn,
my mom actually has one of those.
exclusive
Okay, so
technology.
are we moving away now from the Destiny topics on the like the meme shit now, or what's?
I mean,
just
we
go
kinda
with the
cover-
flow.
we're kind of good on the like the raid good. Like it's not.
Emblem
First
in the
encounter
water.
sucks.
Emblem in the water. My
The-
dad's
the-
not here.
The first encounter does suck. The rest of the raid is pretty alright, and I can't wait for someone to solo caretaker.
That's oh dude. What an RNG mess that's gonna be.
Yeah, but I saw someone the other today. I saw a screenshot of someone getting like 11 point something mil. Like they were close.
Yeah, it was. He has 25 million though. I think that
Yeah,
was Wild Rise had like 11 million or something.
yeah,
He has 7 million. He got him to half actually. Wow.
yeah. It's definitely it's a grind, but it'll be done, and then that's first and second soloed, and then you just have to figure out how to do the rest. I mean, but we still haven't. I don't think 2-man Rolk's been figured out properly, has it?
Pizza rolls are done.
No,
Nice.
because there's no. You need to have a way to regain leeching a third
Yeah.
time, like from a third crux. Because you can get 4 out of the 6 dunks in. There's no way to get the last 2.
Yeah. It might end up. I was thinking about dipping on and off the plate because I know that there's been things that have stacked like that before. Like there's I don't know if it still works now, but there was a thing a while back where you could put a well and a rift next to each other with a tiny gap in between, go in between both of them, and then you could stack well and empowering rift buffs, and that was quite funny.
Really?
Yeah, I remember getting clips of one-shotting people with Luna's Howl in Crucible with Not Forgotten, dipping in between the things because you'd have empowering rift and then the well buff simultaneously. It was quite funny.
You know, this is kind of unrelated, but Lucky. You guys know Lucky?
Yeah.
Microwave
Shit
head.
parent, but he had a good take on Twitter the other day.
No way.
Yeah, it was what is it like? Cycle the old raids and like it's just weekly. Like some week it'll be like.
That's what they did in D1.
They're
I
going.
know.
They're
Yeah.
going
Not
to
very
do that.
original, to be
But
fair.
why haven't done it already? It's so stupid they haven't. That's what I
It's
want.
they so during Season of the Chosen, they had a patch note that said added a pinnacle raid rotation.
Yeah.
And they removed it, and I think it was DMG said that that's a future patch note from like a year from now or something. And
Yeah.
everyone was confused how it happened to get in there. But I
Some
know they've
intern got
mentioned
pissed
doing a pinnacle raid rotation.
Pinnacle raid rotation would be nice because it gives you a reason to do the other raids rather than just doing them for the sake of doing them. Because some of them are fun. Like Garden is
I
it's
don't
like
know how to
mid.
play Garden again.
Very
Yeah.
mid.
Garden is heavy mid. Then you got Lost, which is always fun to go back and do. But
Yes.
Helm, wait,
Leviathan, dude. I want fucking Leviathan back. I ran
Wait,
that
that's
shit
it,
for
isn't it?
fun.
oh no, they're Deep Stone. Yeah, that's the thing. Do that as well.
Deep Stone, yeah, that's a thing.
Yeah, I forgot it kind of existed. It's not bad, but it's not like
I really like that raid still.
Yeah.
I like Deep Stone. I don't really like Garden.
No, yeah,
Garden-
It's beautiful, like seriously
Yeah.
beautiful, but the mechanics are boring. Usually, people in there are really annoying. Yeah,
actually this new raid's pretty stunning as well. When you come out of the first encounter and then you just walk around the corner and then you see the worm eating that platform and you go, okay, wow, like that just hits you. The kind of like Vista shot is always like that's one thing Bungie are always good at, and it's also a thing of it's going back to what they did with Shattered and Pit of Heresy, where from the start of the raid or dungeon you can see where you're going to end, and that's always a nice like visual cue for the player to see how close they're getting as well.
I like how big like the environment is of the new raid.
Yeah,
Like it's massive.
I mean, yeah, because
That's what I like.
they've got to convey the sense of scale of these pyramids. Like they're huge.
it also gives off such an ominous feeling with the atmosphere and the
Yeah,
design of it. You know,
yeah, agreed.
It
You
looked
do
very
really
beautiful.
get that. I don't know if anyone will how long it will take people to do, but like start trying to break this raid down for speed runs as well. That'll be interesting.
Yeah, man, speedrun tech is always just so beneficial to even people that aren't even speedrunners, like
Yeah,
myself. I love using their tech, so shout out them. Very
yeah.
a lot of the cool like kind of raid cheeses slash skips are found by those
Any
guys.
Well, a
info to
lot of
like
speedruns
speed
should
up
just simplify
encounters.
stuff down. Like most speedrun
Yeah.
shit doesn't even complicate it; just makes it even simple. I mean,
It's just
for
encounter optimizations a lot of the time as well.
Like if there's a
the-
way to like really optimize acquisition,
yeah,
like that would be really good.
it's acquisition is just tough because it's so long. It's not actually. It's not.
I mean, I feel like because each night spawns after the
Yeah.
previous one's killed, that you could probably send instantly, like as soon as the encounter starts, 6 people like there's what 9 night spawns, let's say,
Yeah,
and just kill all 3 of them back to back to back, like
Yeah.
within the first 20 seconds.
I think you've got to kill enough ads at the start for the first
First
pillar
one
to
spawning, maybe.
spawn. Because I don't know if I can't remember if the symbol shows up straight away, but after it does, you can then start doing that, and that will really speed up the encounter because then you're not waiting on the call outs. You just go stand there. I mean, because I think there's 2 spawns. Oh no, there's I think actually 3 spawns per side. Because on the if you come into the room on like if you as a triangle on the top right point, you've got down low on the far right and up top, and then one on the stairs, and they can kind of spawn there.
I don't. Yeah, I was doing the spawn area
Yeah,
for it, and I kept the night spawns like where you enter really annoyed me.
Yeah.
Because like you can see all the other ones, but like those ones are just so hidden. I don't know. I didn't really like those. I wish the knights were actually like were more aggressive.
yeah. I think that them not being so aggressive is more of a like a mechanical thing.
Challenge,
Like
yeah.
for like for day one specifically, where it's like, I've been given a symbol on my pillar. What does it
What
mean?
does it mean?
Yeah.
But they wanted you to go find the knight.
Yeah, you've got to go find the knight, and then you've got to. I guess it's spot the difference. It's like all of these things are scorn. Which one is taken? Like something like that.
Yeah, why is there this one taken enemy
Yeah,
in this?
I guess that's the thing. As you thinking about it now, that's the thing that happens as you progress the raid. It slowly goes from scorn and then blends into taken as you progress and get closer to Rolk, which I think is a nice touch because it's kind of like taken are like the ultimate like darkness enemy. Cause it's all of
Well,
the-
yeah, because first encounter or like the barge
yeah,
only scorn. Then you've
Yep.
got the knights, and then at caretaker you've got some scions and the wizards.
yeah,
Then exhibition is like half and half,
yeah,
and then yeah, at Ralk it's all taken except for the abominations that spawn.
yeah.
Yeah,
That's a cool story, kind of story thing that I just.
it kind of reminds me of Oryx or King's Fall.
Yeah,
How,
no,
like,
yeah, exactly.
how, like you know how at War Priest, I think it's once you get him to 33% health, he just changes the entire room
Yeah,
and turns it into only taken.
yeah. If they do bring back Kingsfall, that's an interesting thing as well. Like, what changes are they going to make to the encounters to make them more D2 friendly?
I'm excited
So-
for the remasters, man. They're gonna be so good. Because they did
I-
a pretty good job with VOG, man. Even though people are like, "Oh, it's recycled content," I don't care.
I mean,
As long as they
we
provide
went in
equal
knowing it
content.
was going to be recycled. So, like,
I'm
anyone
really
who's
excited to see
complaining about that,
Wrath is gonna be sick, man. That's my number one, like most
all
hyped
time.
raid for me. Yeah,
Yes.
Yeah,
the best raid of all time. Like,
I
hands down.
agree.
you know,
I think-
I think for King's Fall, they need to heavily adjust the timing on the totem encounter.
Yeah,
It should take at most a third of the time that it takes.
yeah, agreed.
I think War Priest is fine,
Well,
personally.
yeah, I think
I-
Golgoth is mostly
I
okay.
fucking loved War Priest. War Priest was a great encounter, I felt like.
I think War Priest and Golgoroth are two really good bosses. The only thing
Yeah.
about Golgoroth is I wish that you had... Is it rewarded you for doing more orbs on a damage phase?
Yeah,
But like I know during the raid along for King's Fall, Bungie even mentioned that they never even considered the one orb strat.
yeah,
But that's how even they do the encounter now.
yeah,
It's just so
I
much
think
more
the
simple.
only team that didn't do that was like Datto's team, because that's how it was intended to be done, and they're really big on doing it that way.
yeah. I mean, I think the one thing that kind of might need to be adjusted for King's Fall is Crota himself and how that boss fight goes with it being
Oryx.
yeah, sorry, Oryx, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, Oryx and how that goes with the
The
not
damage.
yeah, with you not damaging but damaging. I think that
There's a really easy fix, and it's detonating the bombs is what starts a damage phase.
yeah.
That's the only fix they need to do.
Mm,
Or the more bombs you detonate, you have a higher
Damage buff.
stack. So like let's say you
Yeah.
only do 4, you maybe get 25% of a damage buff. But if you're confident enough to do 2 rounds without, you can do 8 and maybe get and like it increases exponentially or
Oryx kind
something.
of felt like advanced battleship, not gonna lie, or like simplified battleship. Not gonna lie.
yeah. I think Oryx challenge for D1 was good though. Like 16 orb strat is like that's the thing you have to be careful with because you don't want to get the blight eaters in there.
Yeah.
The challenge strat was meta. I love doing that.
Yeah, 16 orb strat was nice. I did 16 orb strat for so long that I didn't even know about running around there for the where he does the bombs around him where he explodes. I didn't even know about that for so long because I just did 16 orb.
I haven't done King's Fall a lot. I think I only have like 30 clears on it.
Yeah,
But I always preferred to do, if it wasn't challenge, I found the bombs easier to do than the shade.
Oh,
At
yeah.
least for hard mode. So like I
Fair.
would always do like 4 and then 12 instead of 16.
yeah. That's I think 412 is what a lot of people did if it wasn't challenge, but it was fun to do. And then when I did an LFG run and we didn't do 16, I was like, oh, why are we running around? And then you start, and then the bombs start going.
The
Like,
bombs start dropping and you're like, oh
Yeah.
crap.
yeah, time to run. And you just got everyone running around the pillars in the room.
Yeah,
and you got people at the back and the
you'd
front.
have. I think we'd have each person would run around their pillar.
Yeah.
One person would go up to where the Death Singers are and run around those. And then I
Yeah.
think the other person we would have it would just be going down the middle.
Yep.
I think that's what we did.
I think
It's
yeah,
been-
King's Fall is if it is coming back, then that's a fun choice because like just visually it'll be nice to see that raid in D2 and all of like its glory. Go back to the basketball court. Please keep the basketball court.
Yes, please.
I've never been
Here's
there,
a fun
so I would
thought.
love for
Here's
I'd
a
love
fun
for them
thought.
to have
What
a
if-
triumph to go there.
Yeah,
What if they combine Crota and Oryx like it was intended to be? Like both raids together.
that would be interesting if they did that.
Because they did say that they're originally supposed to be like
Yeah.
2 raids together.
That was the original plan.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, so what I think they could do is, you know how it starts off in the Court of Oryx, and there's that tier 3 boss that was Thalnok, like Oryx's
Yeah.
servant?
Yeah,
What they could do is they could like honestly start it off with you fight Crota
yeah,
instead of
Yes.
doing the orb crap. And then once you beat Crota, then you go inside.
That'd be
yeah.
so cool,
That's
man.
that sounds pretty fun because they like Crota's been kind of memed at that point because in D1 it was like, oh, time to kill Crota again. But he's just like a public event boss basically.
Yeah.
And then they've done that in D2 as well with the Nightmare, and now he's in Days of Eternity multiple times.
And it's the same. It's always the same thing.
Yeah, I think Bungie at this point are like, everyone jokes on Crota, so why don't we join the party?
It's also fun just seeing something that looks like Crota too. I don't know why. I like the boss design.
It is a really cool boss design.
And that I like that about Rulk as well, is how like unique. It's
Yeah.
not just a giant enemy. It's like an actual unique looking enemy.
Yeah. And then I think one of my favorite things to come out of day one was how quickly that ratio GIF was made.
Oh,
For
upset.
Rulk.
That
Yeah,
is my
okay,
all-time favorite one to use recently.
yeah, that's such a good thing, and I think Rulk doing that is such a it adds to the dynamicism of the encounter of like, yeah, he's just gonna walk up to you and kick you.
I said
it's good
originally
'cause-
that dude has style. Like,
Yeah,
Yes.
it's so cool.
He's so like not worried about you. Like he just walks up
His
to you
hands
with his
behind his
hands behind
back.
his back,
Yep.
just casually
Doesn't give a
walking to you,
fuck about
and then he
you,
just
bro.
kicks you.
yeah, he's just so nonchalant about it, and he's like, ratio.
No, yeah, the boss encounter there, really well done. I think.
Yeah,
I'm not a huge fan of the bottom floor, but the top floor is so well done. Like the
If you
actual
wanna-
boss fight.
yeah. One thing we did for like start of Rulk pre-damage was we were double stacking emanating every time, so we were doing 2 dunks at the same time, so it was
We were too. I just
yeah,
like it by a lot quicker now that we can kill stuff. pretty
Yeah,
quickly, but
it's
yeah,
it's a lot more engaging doing it that way as well, because it's so much more it's more to do than just doing one at a time. One at a time is also so much slower. Doing it 2 at
we
a
did
time is
2
just,
dunkers and 2 gifters, and then 2
yeah.
just ad slayers.
Yeah. That's what we ended up going with, and that was a really good way to do it.
Yeah, our only issue with Rulk was as soon as damage phase would start, one person would die. And
Yeah,
like, you needed the 6 people.
having a death during damage was bad. I think the worst thing was like someone dying just before final stand was like, that's it, you're done.
We failed final stand, I want to say 20 times.
Oh yeah.
And it's because maybe 14 or 15 of those, the moment final stand starts, someone dies.
Yep.
And like every single one, it's dude, if you were alive at the start of final stand, we had it.
Yeah, because
I think we lost like 5 hours just because of people dying as soon as final stand starts. It was really frustrating.
yeah, you're so unbelievably fucked with that one less person for damage. Like, it's so bad.
Yeah, I know we had one fail where the divinity ran out of ammo halfway through final stand.
Oh
And
no.
that wiped us because we didn't know what his crits were.
Yeah, that's fair.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, the divinity is a really good way to trivialize that and just go shoot the bubble.
Yep, I mean that because we didn't know that like his shoulders and his knees or whatever were his crits.
Yeah,
But we were just so used to just shoot the bubble because we had always had div, and then he's like, "Oh, I'm out of div." I'm like, "Well,
yeah.
see you hit the bottom again." It was
That's
fun
another-
though.
Yeah, that's another thing with raids that I feel like Bungie need to work on is having there be some sense of challenge or threat from enemies post day one, because it disappears instantly. Like with Garden and with
DSC.
this and DSC. Even DSC day one was kind of a bit of a joke, but
Yeah, it was. Yeah,
So it
without
had
the sniper
patrol
shanks.
AI instead of raid.
yeah,
It doesn't have the sniper shanks in day one, and that's why it's like.
yeah.
I think people complaining about the emblem. I'm gonna like take it to there a little bit. It's gonna be common no matter what because it's a day one, and Bungie's goal is to make it so the pinnacle of Destiny is shown on full scale, even though it had its issues, is that they want it to be as accessible to everyone as possible.
Yeah.
So it's going to be common. So people complaining about the day one emblem, blah, 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 it's going to be common. From now on, you're not going to see the next crown, you know?
Yeah.
You're not going to see the
You're
next
not
crown.
going to wear the emblem in 2 weeks anyway.
Exactly.
I'm going to get it delivered because I got day 2 because I started 10 hours late, but I'm not going to wear it because I don't care about it.
I feel like it's nice for people to have for like their sense of achievement, but I do want there to be some way for them to maintain enemy threat. Yeah, because it falls off a cliff so hard. Like they were like, cool, I've got used to these contest ads. I'm now in contest ad brain mode. The ads take X time to kill, and then contest disappears, and you shoot an enemy, and it vaporizes.
Yep.
It's because they design these raids now with contest mode in mind, and then as a result, like they build it to be tough, but doable for day one with contest on. That the moment it drops, it's a walk in the park.
I think they've gone back to the D1 design philosophy of design for hard mode, scale back for normal.
Yeah, because they built hard mode King's Fall first, and then they took aspects away for normal mode.
Mm-hmm. And now it's build the raid with contest in mind, make it a challenge with contest, but doable, and then normal mode just kind of like, okay,
it's
well,
doable.
Yeah, now the raid happens.
It sucks because like Last Wish, no contest. Tough, like up until like the second week even.
Yeah,
and then like even Spire of Stars, tough for the first 2 weeks.
Dude,
that's the power level grind.
I got 69th place for Spire of Stars.
Perfect.
Pretty epic.
Yeah, honestly. Day 169, dude. I'm fucking proud of that shit.
You did not get day 1 Spire. But only 19 teams got Spire.
Well,
day
according
1.
to Raid Report, day 1.
He means.
Yeah.
I think you mean week 1 because.
Yeah, the reason they fucking put day 1 on it. It's fucking weird.
Yeah, Spire was one of the raids where there wasn't enough people completing it after.
That's why they added the week ones.
Yeah, it's like with Garden. My Garden run is the 97th clear of Garden. There were 96 day 1 clears. That's like we were starting to get into a real rhythm with our group, and then the servers went down for 2 hours, and then we came back and we're starting to get close to getting it done, and then contest was gone, and then contest went, and then on our first clear and our first attempt after the contest was gone, we were just sat there laughing doing it because everything fell over, and then the boss just fell over. So we're like, all right, cool. Well, that was a colossal waste of time.
Garden was an interesting one because they said that anyone who beat it 2 hours after would still get the emblem.
Yep.
Yeah,
because of those server issues, but then they went back on it, which makes me wonder why for VOW they didn't just extend contest by like 6 hours.
That's what I was saying. I was like 4 or like maybe even like at most 10 hours. I would say 4 to 6. 4 to 6 hours is good. I think that's how it should be.
Yeah.
Because that's about as long as the Anteater issues were lasting, I think.
Yeah. Yeah, I agree there. With Garden, it was when they announced that we were kind of like, so we're getting our emblem for a non-contest clear. Okay.
Yeah, I would feel like, but I don't deserve this emblem.
Yeah,
like, you know.
That's what we were saying. We were like, yeah, we don't deserve that. We literally loaded the checkpoint after contest had gone, and everything fell over.
I think as well it's because a lot of people on Twitter were complaining about that because 96 teams beat it in 24 hours. Let's see.
Yeah.
If they did it 2 hours after, it would jump up to 225 teams.
That's still not very many. But compared to 96, it's still quite a lot. But yeah, first team post contest, it was just quite funny. Like contest disappears, we load up, and then everything falls over. It's just hilarious how it happened. It's such a funny situation with that. But yeah, that's because the whole extra number thing is Raid Report track the first, like you'll get a badge if you're like with a number if you're in the top 100 for that raid.
Yeah. It's because like for Spire, because so few teams beat it day one.
Yeah,
they added a week 1 tag.
They've got the same with
and then Last Wish was
Last
the
Wish
same.
as well. Same with same with Crown as well.
104 teams beat Crown day one, so they
okay. So no, yeah.
And then Garden was the last one, I guess, because then Deepstone.
Deepstone with the 5,000 team, or 5,000, well, however many people is a lot.
Yeah, in more than there should have been.
Yeah. Deepstone was an interesting raid.
It was the beginning of a new era for day one raiding.
Mm-hmm.
I would say in a more not good direction. I would rather have things like Vogue difficulty be a thing.
Yeah, Vogue's a good midpoint.
Yeah, I would rather have things like that versus DSC. And honestly, this raid was not bad besides the whole fucking extension. I actually took like a 4-hour nap because I'm like, who cares?
Yeah.
I started late anyways. I mean, like, why not? So then I did my clear like way later, like afterwards.
What I love for day one is that day one of the expansion there were no server issues. We were expecting like to sit in a queue for like 6 to 10 hours before you could play, and there was nothing.
Clear, but I also did start 10 hours late, so they probably fixed them by then. But
yeah, they were. There was nothing, and then the day one raid comes up, and then there are a shitload of server issues. Like, I would have rather had day one delays for the DLC than raid delays like that.
Yeah, like during the raid, I had no issues though. That was
we got guitarred 10 minutes in, and that was the only thing that we had happen.
Yeah, I think we got guitarred and then anteatered, and that was it.
Like it was regional based or something. Like people
playing
with each other from different regions or something.
Well, so if you look, there's a German group that I know, and they didn't even get guitarred.
Yeah,
like they did the whole raid start to finish with no error codes.
Interesting.
So we weren't really sure about that.
Yeah, it's an interesting one with that. There's just, I feel like it marred the experience for a lot of people. Like, I know that teams like Redeem got pretty disheartened pretty quickly because they're like, okay, cool, so that's it. We'll just do the raid now. We're not actually doing it for anything apart from just doing it.
Yeah, when the point is for the race, right?
Yeah, and then you can't raid for 2 hours. You're like, oh, okay.
Yeah, it sucks, but like, there's nothing. I think Bungie should have immediately like delayed it by an hour, but like I know that would have pissed people off even more probably.
Yeah,
like I wish they just disabled the raid and was like, okay, we're gonna stabilize this, and then we'll start it back up.
The problem with that is that even if they could fix it in an hour, that would definitely push back people's like schedules and all that.
Yeah, and that's why I know that they can't do that.
Yeah.
Hopefully they learn from it though in the next raid. Even if it's the next remastered raid, it's gonna be a good launch and it'll be a nice race to see.
Yeah,
because seeing Redeem fall that far, I know they're mostly just content creators now.
Well, they didn't even get top 100. That's how
like
bad it is.
159 or something around there. But it sucks seeing them like fall that far, and I'm like, because I remember them being like really skilled at one point.
Yeah, it's
139.
Yeah,
it's nice to see like a lot of teams doing consistently well as well.
Yeah, and even the back-to-back win for what's their name?
Elysium.
Yeah. I thought that was cool.
Well, I'd say like
because I heard that they still had a bunch of issues though, like compared to Dato's team, like they had more issues than Dato's team.
They had a decent amount of anteaters at exhibition,
right?
But I think everything else for them was smooth.
It also sucks seeing Dato be like 3 minutes behind though.
I feel more bad for X Black's team.
Yeah.
So they got 26th, and they were one rocket away from Worlds first, and then they get 26th. They were first to Caretaker, first to Exhibition, first to Ralk, first to Final Stand.
Yeah, that sucks.
And then they don't beat it for 2.5 hours after Worlds first.
I have somewhat of a similar situation to that, but with Scourge. So for Scourge, my team were neck and neck, if not and trading, like getting to encounters before Tier 1, and then we got a really good damage phase going. We were like about to start our last one, about to kill him. Then some stupid death happens in a stupid part of the encounter and we can't get the res. We wipe. Giggs' team have infinite reses and continue going. And they can just throw people at reses and grab them, and then they finish it. And then we were kind of like, oh, all right then, fuck. And then we just banged our head against the wall for a few hours and then eventually got it done. But it was more the point of we'd got there at the same time as them. We'd got a damage phase just before we were going to kill him as they were starting a fresh one. And then it goes down, and like there's one mistake and it goes downhill from there. It can be really hard to recover mentally from something like that.
I feel like my team had that with Val. I feel like we got to the boss. Like we had to have been within the first 10 teams to get to the boss, and we got 232nd or something. Just because, like, we got to Final Stand on Ralk pretty quickly as well. You fail it, and then your mentality just goes down the drain, you know? Yeah. And then it's just fail after fail after fail, and then you just can't recover.
Yeah, you
get frustrated, you start playing a lot worse.
Yeah. It's always hard to recover from that, and I remember with Scourge specifically being really disheartened specifically because of the infinite res token thing, and for some teams, I don't know if Giggs' team had it on the run they completed it, but I know they did have it, and it was like seeing that and going, cool, so if we had this bug, we'd have got a world's first belt, and they did. It was just one of those situations where you go, oh, all right then, cool, that's just out of our hands.
It was I think once you had the bug it stayed, but it was only like specific people could res other specific people.
Yeah.
To retain the infinite reses. But yeah, that one was bad. I know that we had that bug on our clear. Is I was able to res like the same guy 4 times. Like we knew, okay, if Nate dies, ATP will get the res. If ATP dies, this person gets the res.
Yeah, you've got rotation for it.
Yeah.
For Scourge as well, it was the funny thing of that was the first raid where people were severely overleveled, and that was the force of introduction of contest, because I think 3/4 of our team were all overleveled for the final encounter before we started the raid. Like, we were just so over, like it was just like a normal raid, just in terms of ad difficulty. But then that's the thing, they made Val really accessible day one for people in terms of light level. Like getting to 1530 for contest cap was so ridiculously easy.
You just have to do the campaign, and you were basically there.
Yeah, do the campaign.
I don't mind that as long as they make it difficult, though. Like, you gotta make the raid difficult, and then but bar to entry low, which I think that's a good combination.
Yeah,
And
that
it
is.
worked out. Like on paper, Val was a success, but in practice, we all know
It
how that
wasn't.
went. Yeah.
Yeah.
But that was like the mechanics weren't at fault. You know, it wasn't really. It was just bugs and issues and weird
Yeah.
things like that.
We had a interesting soft look on exhibition in the first room. Like the symbols just weren't shootable, like flat out. You just couldn't. They just didn't accept damage, and you just had to wipe. And that was. It would never caused any issues because it was just in the first room we had it happen.
Oh,
But,
I've had that too. Not on
Yeah.
day one, but I had that in like a run like last week.
yeah, it's just you're just in the first room, and then the symbols don't actually like. Oh, okay, wipe quick, go back. It's like all right,
Yeah, at least
whatever.
it's not the final door. And
Oh
like,
my
you're
god! If it
wiping
was the
over.
final door, I think they would have they would have been screaming.
So it's been almost 2 hours. How soon do you guys want to keep going, or what's up with that?
We can wrap it
Uh,
up if you guys want to.
We can start wrapping up. Yeah.
I don't know. I'm not rushing anyone. I was just confused because
Nah.
I feel bad because I haven't been able to participate like at all in this.
I
Because
didn't realize it's been 2 hours. Wow.
yeah, I've been
Yeah,
dead
no.
silent. I was like, I really can't participate in this.
Yeah, we've just been talking about raids, but I think it's yeah,
Good
we
content,
can
man.
yeah.
The
We-
SE's
we-
going in a good state right now. It's going in a good direction.
Yeah.
I think everyone already knew the direction Bungie was taking the game in was overall a good direction for the game's health. But then a lot of people in at least the hardcore space like to focus on negative things and always like to doom and gloom shit. But
Yeah.
I've been really happy about the game, man. Just I think it's important to make sure people take their time with content and just try not to get burnt out because that's usually when people turn negative.
I feel like I want to do one of those Bungie employee tweets where you just tweet out Bungie in all caps.
Bungie?
I'm like, yeah.
They've been pretty
Bungie.
proactive though. Like I've been seeing like random people at Bungie, and like Bungie won't respond to them directly, but like community managers will and shit.
Yeah. And
It's
even
very
sometimes
proactive lately.
individual devs as well will respond, but yeah, the Hippie, one of the new CMs, she's been
awesome.
doing a great job with interacting with everyone.
She's been responding to a lot of stuff. It's really good.
Yeah.
Even though there was that Zim Cronus Max thing that happened, and like people thought that it was fine to use that, but then she had to clarify that it wasn't.
Well, that was
Yeah.
like I think in that case someone like had found a tweet of hers from like 3 months or something before as well, and like was taking it out of context. I think.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like I
That's
think the
fun.
tweet was from January, and someone responded to it like a week ago.
Oh, okay. So they're looking for shit. Okay.
Yeah, they were just like looking for stuff to
Weird.
find it.
ATP, is there anything you want to advertise at all? Like talk about that you do? 'Cause, like,
Oh, really?
you do like a shit ton of solo stuff.
Yeah.
The fucking
mean-
what was it?
No.
Nightmaster Grand Warden or some shit like that.
Grandmaster
Yeah,
Nightfall.
Yeah, that's-
Nightmaster, the
there
Grand
it is.
Warden.
Yeah.
I
Is it
just
like
do
everything
GMs.
backwards cult?
That's when my stutter comes in, because then I start to confuse shit, and then I just flip it on itself.
No, you're good.
Fair.
man.
Yeah, no, your solo GMs are always fun to see how quickly you can get them done as well. That's always nice. Like when a new GM comes out, like how are you feeling about the new strikes about doing those as GMs solo?
I've only ran Birthplace of the Vile once
What's
as
that
a
strike?
strike.
It's like the big fucking castle underground
The Lightblade
where you
one?
fought that.
I've
No.
I've done the Lightblade a lot. I don't. It's
I've
the Vile one. I couldn't even tell you because I did it day one for Parasite, and I have not gotten the strike since.
Oh, that strike!
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
a dope ass environment, but
So I
that's-
don't know what to
I think
expect
both
for
strikes
that
would be a
one.
nightmare.
Yeah,
I'm mainly worried about Glassway with how shitty Overload is.
true.
Because they said that they were gonna change how auto rifle and SMG overload worked. That just never happened, I guess.
Yeah,
It
I guess
always
you might
gives
have
me
to rely on
shivers seeing
grenade.
Glassway in the GM rotation. It's just very scary.
yeah. How to scare the casuals 101, put Glassway in the GM rotation.
They put Glassway,
Kinda
they
scares
have
them.
Scarlet Keep, which is just long.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah.
Arms
I'm
Dealer
not worried
is
about
easy.
most of it.
Arms Deal is just
Farming
fun.
Arms Dealer, yes.
Yeah.
Ball and Saber is gonna be annoying because of the overload choices.
Is that the
Yeah.
first time it was around, or is that like the second time?
Fallen
Fallen
Saber,
Saber. This is the
Yeah.
third time.
third time.
They
Yeah.
did it back to back
I don't
in
remember
Chosen
doing it.
and Splicer.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I don't really remember that one much.
I think this is the third Glassway as well.
Yeah, they had it in Hunt, Splicer, and this.
Yeah, and then Scarlet Keep being a GM, that'll be fun.
This is the second time Scarlet Keep's been one.
Yeah, and
It's
then,
it's easy. It's long.
yeah,
Like a team of 3 going like at an average pace takes like 40 minutes. So like the
Yeah.
casuals that like aren't that good are not gonna have res tokens when they get to the final boss.
yeah,
Because
Oh, yeah, that's-
that strike
I
is
forgot
just
that's a thing.
long.
yeah. And then the 2 new ones will be a whole fun adventure and dealing with that. I feel like the boat on the Light Blade will be quite fun. Getting fucked by those shriekers.
Yeah, the boat's interesting. The totems, like the Crota totems, are interesting too.
Yeah,
What I've learned for that is if you actually don't kill any of the Screebs, like when you first drop down, no other enemies spawn.
Really?
oh, that's useful.
So
Can we just cut the podcast real quick? Make
Yeah.
sure Cheese Forever doesn't pick that up. Oh my god.
Wait, what happened? I zoned out.
We've just created a Cheese Forever video in a sentence.
Oh god. On a real note, though, are we getting in the podcast here? Or what's up? Should
Yeah,
we? It's been.
I think
Yeah.
so.
I want to force everyone to be here past 2 hours. So I feel kind of bad about that.
All good.
yeah.
All
Well,
right.
let's-
ATP. Any last words?
I love you.
I'm gonna fuck you. What? Anyway. Anyone else have any other words?
No.
It's
No.
fun, man.
All right.
Thanks,
Bloody
Nate.
times.
Episode 2 of podcast.
Yeah.